Hi guys, I'm answering questions today from the Move to Spain community about life in Spain. And one of the most popular questions that I get is, John, what is an NIE number? How do I get one? Do they run out? Are they permanent? Does this allow for me to live in Spain? So the NIE number is an identification number for foreign nationals when it comes to Spain. The most important thing that you guys need to know is that you cannot legally do very much in Spain without an NIE number. So a classic example is you cannot buy a property in Spain without the NIE number. You cannot buy a car in Spain. You probably can't open up a bank account very easily. You might not even be able to get a rental contract. You most certainly can't pay taxes, and this is only just the start of it. So the NIE number is crucial for your life in Spain. People will then go on to say, so how do I get one? Three main ways to get it. Now, remember this, guys, there's no right or wrong way in getting the NIE number as long as you get it. But the key thing here is we want it to be as little trouble as possible. We want it as cost effective as possible so that we can get on with our days. Because I'm going to make an assumption about you right now. You're watching the video about moving to Spain, which means that you're probably quite successful, where you've got money or a career you can bring with you so that you can afford to live here, because there's no freebies in this country. So your time is probably precious. And I know that because I've got 1,500 clients that I've helped over the last 3 years that have got NIE numbers from me, and the reason's always the same. John, I'd rather just get you to do it than go and spend 2 or 3 days at the consulate trying to do it myself, because it's going to cost me more in time off of my business or my job than it is for you to do it. So we have to remember there's no right or wrong way to get it. The main thing is we get the NIE number so that we can get on with our lives in Spain, but it doesn't guarantee residency. I want to get that out there. So first things first, you could try and organize an appointment at your closest Spanish consulate. So let's give you the example of this. Let's say you're from the United Kingdom. If you live right next door to the consulate, then I would say that this is a really good idea. However, if you live hours away from the consulate, it's going to be a pain in the backside. The reason being is they're only open for business Monday to Friday. You have to take time out of your schedule, which is inconvenience maximum, and then you have to do all of the paperwork yourself, which, to be honest, it's not difficult, but who wants to do that? So most people, if they're thinking about moving to the Costa Blanca, they will message me in advance to their next trip here for research purposes, and we will get the NIE number from the Foreign Office in Alicante, where we organize the appointment for you. We complete the paperwork on behalf of you. We meet you at the appointment, and you're in and out within half an hour with the number in hand. You may as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, there's always going to be that one guy or girl in my comments that say, it's easy, do it for free. So let's just talk about this for a minute. It is easy to do if you know how to do it, but this is where the first problem comes up. People are trying to save a little bit of money, so they try and do everything themselves in Spain. And this is a bad idea because of Spanish bureaucracy. So the first thing you've got to figure out if you're going to do this yourself is, how do I get appointments? How much time have you honestly got to figure that step out? Because this here is a stumbling block that most people, they just say, there's no point in me figuring out how to do this. I might as well just get John to do it. But you can go to the consulate. You could come and see me in Alicante. We'll deal with it for you. Or you may not need to do either of those things. So for example, you're buying a property in Spain. You know exactly where you're going to buy. You don't need to rent something because you're familiar with the area, and you decide to buy a property. Well, in that case, I'm going to recommend that you get legal advice, and the solicitor, they should include the service of the NIE number via power of attorney in their conveyancing service. So you've got three options: consulate, English John, or legal advice. Now, the downside to the NIE numbers, sometimes people lose them. Guys, if you lose your NIE number, it's a real pain to come to Spain and get a copy of it. So you're definitely going to want to keep copies of it for yourself so that you don't have to go through that. It's permanent, however. Once you've got it once, you've got it forever. But it doesn't grant you residency. So guys, whatever you're doing in Spain, unless you speak, read, write Spanish fluently, because of the bureaucracy, I'm going to recommend that you get help. And if you're moving to the Costa Blanca, you may want to consider asking me about our full relocation packages that include NIE numbers and so much more. And that there is all the information that you need to know right now on getting the NIE number. And if some of you are saying, yeah, but I want to do it myself because of financial reasons, well, I'm just going to say to you guys, if it's for financial reasons, understand that Spain is a very hard country to earn good money in. And there might be other places that will be better for you. Until next time, I'll see you on the beaches of Spain when you get here.